I wanted to ask you about basically two things here. Local attractions, as well as possibly getting deals on that through employers. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we've actually done a lot more of that than to be honest, ever thought we would. We live near the Mall of America, if you have ever heard of that. And I thought we would never, ever go there because that's a tourist destination. And we just avoid those, just like you said, it's so close that it doesn't feel like you should go there because it's for tourists. And yet, with a half-year winter that we have up here, it is really nice to have a spot to go and do some things and walk inside and have a little bit more space to let our kids play and that sort of thing. That's one spot that we go fairly often. So a couple ways we try to save. I'll talk about the employer piece in a second, but we always try to never pay full price for meals or anything. So we actually choose to enroll in all of the reward programs for every fast food and fast casual place we can. And I just don't care that I get 100 emails because I can just delete them. It's really easy. But some places we get deals like every month. And so we just go on those days. And because the mall has all these restaurants, it's a great spot to go. And sometimes we can even use 2 coupons because some kids want noodles and everybody else wants Lian Chin or whatever it is. And we can get deals there. So we've definitely taken advantage of that. Groupon is another great place that we've gone, especially for local deals, or even if you're visiting a location. I always look there first. I'm always trying to find something because usually how we approach a vacation or even a local spot is we're not necessarily always just thinking we're going to this spot no matter what. We're open to where we might get a deal, or we haven't even planned it, so we don't even have a spot in mind. And so why not try to get a spot where we can get a discount? So if even locally, you can just put in your zip code on Groupon. You can find a lot of great deals. It's shocking sometimes what you can find there. And then to your point, through your employer, often if you're working for really any size employer now, I think it used to only be larger employers, but now it's pretty common for any employer to have some sort of perks and discount type program through your benefit portal. So I know at our organization, I think most of the deals are in the Chicago area since we're based out of Illinois, but I've even thought about traveling and taking advantage of those to go to some of the museums and that sort of thing in Chicago. Take a look at your benefit portal, talk to your HR team, and just see what's out there. It's possible your employer may own tickets for something, like they might have tickets to sporting events or tickets to amusement parks or whatever, and you might even have utilized those at times. So I would take advantage of that more, I think, if lived closer to Chicago. But I know that there are some nationwide discounts that I've looked into. Maybe one good example is I was just going to look into our insurance, our homeowner's insurance and our auto insurance. And I had bundled it with Progressive and had been with them for 10 years and was re-upping. But I've heard it is great, and I would recommend it. It's really great to look at that at least once a year. And I went on to our discount portal, and there was a kind of a bundling calculator that could give you a quote. So I just typed it in, and it spit back an estimate, and it was like way lower than I was paying. And so I was skeptical, to be honest. I thought, well, that's just a quote. They're just trying to get you in. But it was low enough that I was intrigued. And so I looked into it, and I couldn't believe it, but I saved us $1,000 a year for the full year by bundling auto and home with a different provider through my employer discount. I could not believe it. And so it was awesome for this year. So we changed it all over, and it was pretty easy when you're just making a change because you have all the information of the coverages that you need, which most people don't know, like how much liability coverage should I have? How much home coverage should I have? But I was actually able to get the same auto coverage and more home coverage than I had from the previous provider. And like I said, total, I saved us over $1,000 on the year. It was incredible.
Crazy,
so
real money.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah, and a lot of times they just offer employers deals, especially if you work for a larger employer. And I've seen some really good deals on cell phone plans, even 20, 30% off a cell phone plan. So again, this is real money because otherwise you'd have to pay it. So